Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, ladies? Today, inshallah, we are going to start the first unit in Mega Goal 5. It is called 2 is better than 1. Let's first of all check what are the objectives which we want to achieve today, inshallah. The objectives of the unit are: we are going to discuss the topic of the whole unit. What does 2 is better than 1 mean? We are going to listen to a text. We are going to read a text. We are going to answer questions. Okay, let's see. What does 2 is better than 1 mean? It means that being two sisters in one house is better than being one daughter alone. Having a good friend is better than staying alone. Working in a team with a friend makes me achieve my goals easily. Okay, we have many examples and many symbols of couples who have been very famous all over the history. We want to name some famous husbands and wives from history. Tell the most legendary story you know of a famous couple. What is the meaning of legendary? Means famous. Okay, from the Arab history, we have many. Before Islam, we have many examples like Antar and Abla, we have Qais and Layla, and at the time of Islam, of course, we have the story of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam and As-Sayyida, his wife As-Sayyida Khadija. And in the European country, we have also many very important and famous examples. We are going to read the text about some famous marriages from history. Do you think their marriage made it easier for them to achieve certain goals? Let us see. We have now two main stories. We have Marie Curie, Marie and Pierre Curie, 1894 to 1906. We are going to see how did they achieve their goals in the field of physics and chemistry together. And also here we have the second story. We have Anita and Giuseppe Garibaldi, 1839, and their story ends in 1849. It lasted for 10 years only. Let's see the first story. We have the story of Marie and Pierre Curie. They were French scientists and they were very famous for having the Nobel. They won the Nobel Prize in the field of physics. Together they won the Nobel Prize. After Pierre Curie died, Marie Curie won the same Nobel Prize in the field of chemistry. So she is the first lady all over the world to win the Nobel Prize twice. Once with her husband in physics and the second alone in chemistry. Okay, she was born in Warsaw in 1867. She was the daughter of a secondary school teacher. She studied in local schools and received some training in science from her father. At that time, women were not able to attend university in Poland in the 19th century. Maria left Poland to study at a French university in 1891. Now known by the French name Marie. Okay, in Poland her name was Maria. In France her name is Marie. She worked hard in a laboratory that was owned by Pierre Curie. Pierre Curie was born in Paris in 1859. He received his early education at home and then joined the Faculty of Sciences at the Sorbonne. The Sorbonne is a very famous French university. It is still famous and still very powerful university up till now. He was promoted to professor in 1900. Marie and Pierre Curie got married in 1895. Although poor, they were devoted to each other and their research. Their studies of radioactive substances were carried out under difficult conditions. Their laboratories facilities were hardly adequate, were not adequate, not suitable at all, and they had to do a lot of teaching to earn a living. In 1898, the couple discovered the elements plutonium and radium. They eventually won the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1903 for the discovery of radioactivity. When Pierre died in 1906, Marie honored his memory by continuing their work she honored his memory. In 1911, Marie Curie won another Nobel Prize, this time for chemistry. She was the first person to win the Nobel Prize twice. She was the first. Okay? Let us see the second story of two famous couples. Anita and Giuseppe Garibaldi in 1839 until 1849. Giuseppe Garibaldi was a leader in the struggle for Italian unification and independence. He was struggling for his country, Italy, to be unified, to be one country on unification and to be independent, for his country to be unified and independent. When Garibaldi was exiled from Italy, he fled to South America, where he lived for 12 years and fought in another struggle for independence, this time for the independence of Uruguay from Argentina. While in Brazil, Garibaldi married Anita Ribeiro, a young woman from Laguna, a small town in southern Brazil. As husband and wife, the two traveled everywhere together. It was known that Anita even accompanied her husband to battles. However, on August 4, 1849, Anita, pregnant and sick, died in Garibaldi's arms. She died in his arms. Garibaldi never got over his grief, very deep sadness at Anita's death. Over a decade later, he was still grieving when he first went to meet the king of a unified Italy wearing one of her scarves. Okay, for her memory, he took one of her scarves and he wore it while he was going to meet the king of the unified Italy. Okay, let's see some meanings here. Okay, grief means deep sadness. Okay, a decade means 10 years. 10 years means decade. Okay, it was a very famous story of two couples who were working together for the unification of the husband's country, Italy, and كمان the unification of her country, Uruguay, from Argentina. Now, ladies, let's match each word to its meaning. We have devoted, exiled, fled, grieving, legendary, and unification. Always when we are matching the words, we are matching words from the same kind. A verb with a verb, a noun with a noun, and present participle with ing with present participle with ing, so it is easy to match words together. I'm going to write here, it is important here. Let's together match the words. We have devoted. When you devote your life for something, that means that you dedicate your life for something, and this something should be very good, should be very something which is great, to devote yourself and your life for something. So devoted means dedicated. Okay, exiled means to be forced to leave one's country. He didn't leave his country by his own, he was forced. He was forced to leave his country. Fled means to run away from his country or from wherever he is. Grieving, as we have said here, means deep sadness. Grieving with ing, we are going to match it with mourning with ing. Grieving and mourning, and that means deep sadness. Legendary means a very famous thing. Unification means to make something parts, to make it in one, bringing something together, to unify it. Again, as we can see here, bringing together means unification. Ran away means fled. Dedicated means devoted. Famous means legendary. Forced to leave one's native country means exiled. Mourning, grieving, or sadness. Here, ladies, we have some questions here. Answer the questions about the marriages from history. You are going to answer this question from the reading passage about Marie and Pierre Curie and about Anita and Gosby Garibaldi. Okay, what are the questions? Why did Marie Curie leave Poland after school? Why did she leave her country to go to France? There was a reason. Number 2, why were conditions difficult to Marie and Pierre Curie? Why? Because they were so and so. Which discovery made them famous? What did they discover and this discovery made them famous? How many Nobel Prizes did they win? Together, how many Nobel Prizes did they win? And separately, how many Nobel Prizes did Marie Curie win and when? Number 5, where did Gosby Garibaldi go after he fled Italy? He went to. What happened to him there? What was the most important things in his life which happened to him in Southern America? Was Garibaldi's campaign in Italy finally successful? And campaign, we have an silent G. So this will be your homework, inshallah, for tomorrow. With your partner, you are going to discuss historically famous people with your partner. Choose a person who has changed the world for the better. Explain to your partner why you selected the person. You are going, instead of choosing a person, choose a couple. This couple proved to be successful and proved to discover something or change something in history. Thank you very much. Ladies, I'm going to keep here the meanings, okay, if you want to screenshot the meanings. And please don't forget to answer the questions as homework, okay, on Classera and via Telegram. Thank you very much, nice ladies.